You want Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our evening of health and hope. Hopefully, I am actually live on Facebook. If we can get some hearts or some thumbs as we can see if we are live, we have a great presentation here tonight. We have five stories of health and hope tonight. We're going to be telling you how we got here, how we um, all started to change our lives. And each one of us has very different stories. So you're going to be hearing from myself. You're going to hear my story. My name is Leslie Zwick. You're going to hear my story. You're going to hear from Casey Brown. You're going to hear from Jackie Stein. You're going to hear from Elizabeth Kahn, and you're going to hear from Francie Feld. We have all five of us have very different stories, and we are super excited to be here tonight and tell you our stories. And so if you are watching and you want to, give some thumbs up, give some hearts, shout outs to everybody for being on here. And if you hear something in this webinar that really resonates with you or that you feel would resonate with a loved one, please feel free to share this webinar with your friends and your loved ones, because our goal tonight, our mission tonight is really to inspire and to help everyone find health in their life, because that is what is so important. Being healthy, no matter what program you're on, no matter what you're doing, finding health in your life. So I'm going to share my story first. My name is, like I said, my name is Leslie Zwick. I lost 75 pounds, but that is only a piece of my story. So I want to sort of rewind back and tell you how I got here. 4 years ago, almost exactly 4 years ago, I was in a really, really, really bad place. I had hit my rock bottom. I was miserable. I was unhappy. I was 75 pounds overweight, probably more than 70, about 75 pounds overweight at the time. But I considered myself a professional yo-yo dieter. I had gained and lost and gained and lost and gained and lost hundreds of pounds over my lifetime, over my adult lifetime, over and over and over. And every time I would go to lose the weight, I'd lose it. Maybe I'd get to my goal. Maybe I wouldn't. I'd plateau. I'd stay there maybe for a little while. And then the weight would come back on every single time. And I was miserable. And 4 years ago, I was at that point. I had lost a whole lot of weight working with a doctor and with a trainer. I was exercising like crazy. I had lost a whole lot of weight. I hit a plateau, and the weight didn't just creep back on. Like oftentimes when we've done other weight loss kinds of things, the weight, people hear it all the time, the weight has crept back on. It didn't creep back on. It came on, it barreled back on. Within 6 months, I had put on almost all the weight that I had lost over the course of 2 years. And I was depressed. I was miserable. It didn't matter what I ate, what I didn't eat, how much I exercised, what I didn't, how much I didn't exercise, but I was exercising a lot. I was very, very active, but I was miserable and I was depressed. I didn't want to get up out of my sweats every day. I didn't have the energy to be with my kids the way I wanted to be with my kids. I have 3 young children. You can see them in the background in my picture behind me. They were really young at the time. And I didn't have the energy to be the mom that I wanted to be, or to be the wife that I wanted to be. And the truth was, I was also really worried for my health. I was blessed that my numbers were still showing okay, but I was really concerned. I was turning 39 years old, and I slept with a bottle of baby aspirin next to my bed because I was afraid of having a heart attack. Heart disease runs in my family. And my father had had a dissecting aortic aneurysm when he was 40 years old. And I was terrified of the same fate. And when he had his dissecting aortic aneurysm, the only thing that saved him was he was really in healthy shape. He wasn't overweight. He was in a good place. And I was not in that place. And I was terrified. I went to bed every night afraid that I was going to have a heart attack in my sleep and my kids were going to come up and wake me up for school, and that I was going to be dead. And that was my fear. And it was a real fear that sat with me. And 4 years ago, almost exactly, I finally decided enough was enough. I had to do something. I wanted to be here to raise my family. I knew that I had so much to live for. And I made a decision, and I reached out for help. I reached to my coach, who I had watched lose 100 pounds 2 years prior and was keeping it off, and had totally changed her life. And I reached out to her and I said, help, I need this. I need what you're doing. I didn't really totally understand what she was doing, but I knew I needed it. I knew I needed a change. And I knew I needed something that wasn't a quote unquote diet, because diets don't work. I knew I had to change my life. And so she and I got on a conversation, and I got on her program, and the weight started coming off very quickly, as it does when on our program, Predictable Transformations, we can give you that. But when I started the program, the truth is my before picture that you see here, I had to crop other people out of that picture because I don't have an official before picture. Because when I started, I didn't believe in myself. I didn't believe that I was actually going to keep the weight off. I didn't believe that I was actually going to really be able to do it this time. But I wanted to. I had the hope to do it. And my coach said to me, she said, Leslie, she said, if you follow what I tell you to eat, I promise you, no question, you will lose the weight. The program is based in science. It's developed by doctors. It is based in science. You will lose the weight. She said, if you want to keep the weight off, you're going to embrace the whole program. You're going to utilize the coaching. You're going to utilize our habits of health. You're going to utilize our community support. You're going to utilize all the pieces of the program, and you're going to change your life. And if you do that, you're going to have a really good chance of keeping the weight off. And I said, okay. I said, you know what? I'm going to give it a shot because I had nothing to lose but a whole lot of weight, and I had everything to gain. I had my whole life to gain back. And I went on program. And within the first 6 weeks, I was down 20 pounds. And that was phenomenal. I mean, I felt great being down 20 pounds. You're always going to feel great being down 20 pounds. But that was just a drop in the bucket of what I needed to lose. But what started to happen was my mindset started to shift. Everything about me started to change, and people started noticing what I was doing, and that all of a sudden I was feeling great, and I had energy that I had never had. And I was up off the couch wanting to be with my kids and not wanting to be the mom sitting on the sideline anymore. And my whole life was changing. And I really realized this was the real deal. I was changing. I was changing how I thought about everything. I was changing how I viewed the world. I was changing how, my response and my reactions to things, because what I was learning was that life is about so much more than just what's going into our mouth, but it's about everything that's around us. It's about the macro habits. It's about healthy sleep. It's about healthy hydration. It's about healthy motion. It's about healthy mindset. It was about all those pieces that when I was putting them together, I was completely changing my life. And I decided I wanted to pay it forward. I decided I was ready to help other people do the same thing. And I was only about 6 weeks into my journey when people started reaching out and saying, what are you doing? I want your magic. And the truth was, I was really, really scared about helping other people to do it. But I had somebody on my heart, on my mind, my sister, who had also struggled with weight her whole life. And I reached to her, and she came on and became my partner in this, and she came on program. And from there, everything changed. When I started helping other people change their lives, not only did I change even more of my life, but it grew, and I grew this amazing community, and it became wonderful. And the people that you're going to meet in the rest of the calls are part of this amazing community that we've created. So not only did I lose 75 pounds in the course of 7 months, I gained an entire new life. I gained an entire new lease on life. For those of you actually who know me personally and are seeing this on my wall, who've seen me and my family travel to Disney a whole bunch of times in the past year, who see us going all over and doing all these things. Those were the things that I only dreamed of 4 years ago, but couldn't imagine myself actually really being able to do. I took my 3 kids to Disney over when sorry, I lost my mic for a second. My husband couldn't come. And 4 years ago, I would not have been able to keep up with my kids at Disney for 12 days by myself. I would have been no way. But we were running hard. And I attribute that to the fact that I've completely changed my life. I've changed everything around me. And I've built, and we're continuing to build, a life that is bigger than I could have ever. So if you are sitting out here listening and hearing and saying, I wish my life was different, I'm here to tell you it can be different. Even if it's not about weight loss, even if it's about other things in your life, so many things have changed for us because I made a decision to get healthy. And health isn't just about what's going in the food that's going in your mouth. Health is all encompassing. It's healthy body, it's healthy mind, it's healthy finances. And as a coach, I work with my clients to help them do all of those things. I have some clients that don't need healthy that don't need weight loss, but really focus and need the healthy mindset, or need the healthy finances. And all of those things are so all encompassing. And this has just been an amazing, amazing transformation. And if you're hearing this and you're ready to make a change, please, please feel free to reach out to me or to any of us who are on here tonight. I'm super excited now to introduce you to Casey, who is, I'm going to bring her in. And hey, Casey, and we're going to, and she is going to tell her story now.
That was a fantastic story. You did an awesome job. And I have to tell you myself, my story is very similar to yours. I had been very similarly a yo-yo dieter my entire life. And, you know, Weight Watchers camp in 8th grade, and had just really, really struggled with my weight my entire life. I have pictures from when I was 4 years old. And, you know, it's a cute little kid in a bikini with a big Buddha belly hanging out. So it's definitely one of those things that I've struggled with my entire life. And it's embarrassing to admit that you can't control these things. There's so many times that you want to say it, you know, my life's perfect, it's wonderful, but you know, it's life and it's real and real things happen and we have all kinds of outside pressures. And I got to a point in my life a couple years back, I think it was almost 4 years ago now, and I had been watching Leslie lose weight. And I was so upset. I was so depressed. I was thinking about like, what do I need to do to really change my life and become healthy? My daughter at the time was 2. And I was struggling to keep up with her. I was tired all the time. I wanted to be out running around with her, and I couldn't imagine how to do that. And early on in Leslie's weight loss journey, I had reached out to her and I said, "What are you doing?" And she had told me, and I said, "I'm not ready. I'm not ready for that yet." And I watched her and I watched her and I watched her lose all 75 pounds. And then after it was about a year, I was like, "Okay, girl, you have to tell me what you're doing." Like I couldn't just stand on the sidelines anymore. Clearly, if it was working for somebody I knew and people that she was helping and her sister, I watched her sister start getting healthy. I was like, I can do this. What do I need to do? So I gave her a call. I started on program and I did really, really well. I lost probably about 30 pounds and was feeling wonderful, and took a promotion that required a lot of travel. And that was hard on me. It was hard on my family. It was hard on me having to figure out planning the meals and how I was going to stay on plan. And again, it comes from a fear-based behavior that I am just so concerned about what people think about me and if I'm not eating when they're eating. And I just fell into my old habits and old traps and ended up gaining my weight back. And I found myself in that old spot again, in that yo-yo dieting cycle. And I was like, you know what? This is something that I have to take care of and have to do for both myself and my family. So it was about a year ago in April. And I was talking to my husband about it, and he was starting to struggle with his own weight issues. And he's like, you know, I think maybe we should do this plan together. And I said, okay, let's do it. So I said, Leslie, I've got this great client for you. He's going to do great. And she said, well, you can coach him or I can coach him, but ultimately you're going to be coaching him. And so that's pretty much where it started, where I started coaching. And I was really embarrassed and really unsure of where I was. And over time, Leslie showed me that she had enough courage and enough belief in me and what I was doing to say, you know what, girl, you can do this. You've got this. So over, about a period of 4 or 5 months last summer, Jeremy and I lost 85 pounds together. And it's really transformed what our daily life and daily cycle has been. You know, we moved to Florida, a little over a year now, and became Disney annual pass holders. And there's so much time that you can waste walking around the park and eating all the different things. And it's really changed the way that we think about food and the ability for us to walk through the park. And people are like, oh my gosh, it must cost you a fortune to go there. And it really doesn't. We've already spent the money on the tickets and we bring our own food, and we've been really successful. It's one of the biggest pleasures that I've had, that I've been able to teach both myself and him, and now my daughter, on healthy eating. And it's been, like Leslie said, it's been like a complete mind shift. I've gotten to a point where I know that this is something that I'm able to share with other people, and that the program works, that it provides you with a healthy mindset and a healthy body and healthy finances. And I've just been so lucky to be able to share it with everyone, and excited to be able to continue working on this journey, the two of us together. And I couldn't recommend it more for somebody who's just out there struggling right now and saying, gosh, I just need something to change. I've tried every single diet. And I'll tell you, I've tried every single diet, and it really, really works. So like Leslie, if you're out there and thinking, hey, this might be the time, I'm telling you, just call me, call Leslie, call any of us. We'd love to help. I don't remember.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much, Casey. That was so inspiring. And as Casey said, as you're listening to this, if you're hearing this, whoever, there are so many of us who are sharing this on our pages, whatever coach is sharing this on their page, if you're hearing this, please reach out to the coach whose page you're seeing this on, because we all are here to help you. Next up is Jackie. I'm excited to introduce to you of my friend Jackie Stein, who I'm going to let her take over and tell her story.
Gosh, what a place to come in. Thank you guys so much. You know, I can relate so much to both what Leslie said and what Casey said. I started thinking about the fact that I've been overweight my entire life. I was a little kid, and they used to call me the butterball. And I literally think that I looked like a butterball turkey that you could just sort of like roll around on the floor. I've tried over my life almost every diet imaginable. I've done intermittent fasting. I've done Weight Watchers. I've done OptiFast twice. I've done grapefruit diets. I've done things where you took prescription medication to block the fat from your body. I took prescription medication that's supposed to block the cravings that is often used for people that have other addictions. I have done everything. I think I have gained and lost more than 500 pounds in my life. The problem was, every time I lost the weight, and I'd lose a lot, I couldn't keep it off. I couldn't keep it off because I didn't have any structure. I'd lose the weight, you'd hit your goal, and they'd say, thank you, have a nice life, and I'd be stuck. So I came back into trying to get healthy in the fall of 2018. I had been in denial for years. I had been continuously gaining weight. And in the fall of 2018, I was here on vacation with my mom. And when the pictures came back, I cried. And I had to come face to face with the reality that I was morbidly obese. I had to start thinking about all the things that were going wrong in my life. My cholesterol was through the roof, even with cholesterol medication. My blood pressure was through the roof, even with blood pressure medication. I had developed adult onset asthma, and I was using inhalers. Even to walk across the street, I would lose my ability to breathe. I was using a CPAP machine to sleep because I would stop breathing in the middle of the night. I couldn't even walk up a flight of stairs without having to stop midway to catch my breath, and then stop again at the top before I went to wherever I was going. And I realized some other things. I realized that I hadn't been in a family picture or in a picture of any kind other than a headshot for decades. I didn't have a full-length mirror in my house. I didn't want to see. I didn't want to look at what I looked like. I was wearing clothes that were size 2X and size 22, and they were snug. And I just refused to buy anything bigger. So I just walked around in ill-fitting clothes. The whole thing was coming to a head then because I finally realized that if I didn't do something pretty soon, I was going to die. And I saw a friend that I had been watching had lost weight. And I called her and asked her what she was doing. And she told me she had been on this program and had lost 40 pounds and had kept it off for 2 years. That's all I had to hear. I had never been able to keep any amount of weight off for 2 months, let alone 2 years. So I needed to know what she was doing. And she explained this whole transformation process, that it's not just about weight loss. It's about changing the way you eat, changing the way you hydrate, changing the way you sleep, the way you move. Told me I didn't have to exercise. That was a major plus. Keeping a good mindset and surrounding yourself with positivity. And I said, I can't lose, right? I have to try it. I'll give it a month and see what happens. And after a month, I had lost, I think, 18 pounds. And I said, oh, this is the deal. And when I met Leslie and I found out that she had lost 75 pounds and had kept it off for a couple of years, and then her coach had lost 100 pounds and had kept it off for 4 years. And I said, I want what you've got. I don't know how you do it, but I want what you've got. So fast forward to now, it's 15 months later. I've not only lost 75 pounds, and you can see I was so excited to have that picture taken in the grocery store. I grabbed the store manager and I said, is it okay if I grab a bunch of 5-pound bags of sugar and stick them up here? And will you take the picture for me so that I can show everybody how much weight I've lost? And I started talking to her about how much weight I had lost, and she was interested. This has been nothing short of a miracle for me. I've kept this 75 pounds off for 6 months now. And I've decided that it's time to start moving forward to losing that 25 pounds that I still have to lose. I still have 25 pounds to go. But I know I can do it. I have an incredible plan. I have incredible people surrounding me. I can't lose. I mean, a year ago, I couldn't tie my own shoes. I couldn't reach my shoes to tie them. Last summer, I ran a 3K. This summer, I'm running a 5K. And Leslie, I'm saying it out loud again. Next year at this time, I'm coming with you to Miami, and I'm walking a half marathon with you. I've committed to it. I've said it out loud on everybody's page. Now I'm really stuck. The greatest gift that I've given myself in all of this is to become a coach. Those of you that know me know that I'm a life coach as well as a certified health and wellness coach, and I love helping people. I've been a therapist for years. It's what I do. I love helping people. And this program with coaching has allowed me to remain accountable and to be there for my clients and to be an example for my clients. I want my clients to say, I want what you've got. And as long as I know that I can work this program well, I can give that to them. So I'm not quitting. I'm not going back. Thank you, Leslie, for this opportunity.
Thank you so much for sharing, Jackie. That was so inspirational, and I cannot wait to do the half with you. That's going to be awesome. For those of you who don't know, my family and I, we do the half marathon in Miami every year for an organization that helps kids with long-term and terminal illnesses. And we were actually just in Miami this past weekend doing it. We are walkers. We are not runners. So it's really exciting to hear Jackie say that she's coming with us next year. What an amazing goal. And you will do it. We're going to do this together. And anybody else that wants to join us, we're going to do this. We're going to rock it out. So next up, we have Elizabeth. I'm going to add Elizabeth in. Hello, Elizabeth, with her fantastic story. I'm going to let you take it away, Elizabeth, and I'm going to pop myself back out of here. We can't hear you, Elizabeth. Oops. Elizabeth, we can't hear you. If anybody else can hear her, give me a thumbs up so I can know that you can hear her. Nobody, we can't hear you, Elizabeth. Your sound is not working. Should we have Francie tell her story? Okay, Francie, we're going to bring you in. Sorry for the technical difficulties. I'm excited to introduce to you my friend Francie, who is going to tell her story. She has an amazing, inspiring story as well. And maybe we can, whoops, there's Elizabeth's picture. Maybe we can get sorry, technical difficulties here. Hopefully we can get Elizabeth can get her sound going again, and we can get her on, but we're going to let Francie tell her story.
Hi, thank you so much, Leslie. Thanks for introducing me. Can you hear me okay? So my name is Francie Feld, and I'm 54 years old. I'm 5'3". I used to weigh 204 pounds. I would say it's a hard act to follow. Everyone has said actually parts of my story, because even though we're different, we're so similar. I remember when I was young, my stomach was a little bit bigger, and it didn't seem like it, but my grandmother used to hem my clothes, and she would say, oh, I always have to leave the front a little bit longer for Francie because it has to fall even at the bottom and the stomach picks it up. So I've been overweight my whole life, and it seemed manageable until, in my mind, my denial, I guess it seemed manageable until I had 3 kids. Then the weight just kept creeping up. And I definitely could not be the active mom I wanted to be. I was for sure on the sidelines. I didn't even go to the park. I was always sweaty. I was hot. I was short of breath. I would walk. My legs would rub together. I just, you know what? It really definitely impacted my life. And so now I have lost 75 pounds and I've kept it off. It's been 3 years, but I just want to tell you a little bit about how I used to be. So as you just heard, my weight kept creeping up, and I started to really get concerned for my health. Because every night I was short of breath, and every night I would go to bed, I would say, God forbid, am I going to have a heart attack tonight? I was just so out of shape. Everything hurt, my knees, my back, my feet, and I couldn't even see my feet in the shower. I don't know if anyone can relate to that, but I do remember the first time I did after I lost weight, I was like, whoa, there's my feet. So, oops, let me move over a bit. I was, as I said, I couldn't bend over to tie my shoes. I had rolls and chins. I started seeing myself in pictures. I didn't like what I saw. I was concerned for my medical health. Like I said, I didn't want to have a heart attack. I didn't want to develop diabetes. I did not want to, and I didn't exercise, that's for sure. I didn't want to live the rest of my life, the second half, like the first half was. So I've lost weight in the past, but anytime I've lost it, I've gained it back plus. So at 204 pounds, I couldn't afford plus. I couldn't keep going. So I worked in an office as an office manager, and my boss lost 45 pounds. It seemed effortless. He was always eating, and I thought, maybe this is something that I could do too. And there's my son. He's also lost weight successfully. So we'll get to that part of the story in a minute. Anyhow, please. That's real, uncensored. Okay. So I worked in an office. My boss lost 45 pounds, and he was always eating. And I thought, gee, this is interesting. So I reached out to his wife, Leslie, who became my coach, and I was so excited. I started playing. I lost 17 pounds the first month. I mean, that was amazing to me. I was wearing a size 1X. All my clothes were too tight. Nothing fit. I refused to buy the next size. I lost 17 pounds in 1 month. The next month, by month 2, I lost 30 pounds. I mean, to me, that was incredible. I had so much more energy. I wasn't short of breath. I wasn't sweaty anymore. I started to sleep through the night, have good night's sleep. And little by little, my friends started seeing what I was doing. So by month 3, I became a coach. The reason was I had one friend that wanted to get healthy. She said, if Francie can do it, I can do it too. So I was inspiring people just by living my life out loud. And I became a coach. I've helped a whole lot of people reach their goals, develop healthy habits, lose the weight for the last time. And what's really been exciting to me is now I love going to the doctor. I look forward to it. I have a normal BMI, I have a normal A1C. Which is super important to me. The pain is gone. I have energy. I can go into any store now. I buy a small or a medium. I mean, it's hard to believe. I'll pick it up and I'll be, that's a small, that fits me, because there's also the mind piece. So working this program, I've worked closely with my coach, and I've worked on my thinking, developing the new habits, which is so important because that old thinking is still there. So I love being part of a community. I am definitely involved in the community, a healthy community, because they say who you surround yourself with is what you become. So I surround myself with healthy people, coaches, encouraging people, and that's been fantastic for me. So I love coaching. It's also become my full-time job. I left my office job and I get to help other people all the time, which is super exciting and so fulfilling. It's great working in an office and helping people, but to really help people change their lives, change their habits, people that have been overweight, obese their whole lives. I mean, this is a gift. I wanted to also mention how it's a gift I've given my family. That's been so exciting because with my unhealthy habits, I created an unhealthy household, obviously. So now I put healthier options on the table, new lean and green recipes, all different vegetables, which I never served before. Roasted cauliflower, like who heard of that, right? So my daughter, who's 21, she lost 80 pounds. Think about that. If I had been able at that age to lose the weight and keep it off, how might my life have been different? So she's lost 80 pounds. My son, who photobombed me here, sorry about that, he has type 1 diabetes. He lost 20 pounds. He decided, I want to go on plan. 1 month, boom, he lost 20 pounds. It's like, I can help people with their blood. It helps some people regulate their blood sugar. It helps some people, by losing weight. It helps people, they could go off medication. I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on TV. I always suggest talking to your doctor. But I see the changes every day in coaching. So that to me gives me so much hope and so much purpose that, again, it's a gift. It's been a gift to me. Thank you, Leslie. And it's a gift I give to others. So I would love to help you get healthy and partner with you. You can accomplish this. I mean, the program works. It gives predictable results. So it's exciting to me. And I'm so grateful for the other coaches on presenting tonight, because we're all part of a healthy community and support each other. So I just want to thank you all for tuning in. And there is hope. That's what I'm here to tell you.
Thank you so much, Francie. That was wonderful and so inspiring. And we have, I always love when everybody gets to tell their stories, because we all have very similar stories. As you've said, we all have so many pieces that overlap and go together, but we all have our different things, different ways that this has changed our lives in so many ways. And that's what we hope we're getting across, our message across to everybody tonight, is that wherever you stand, wherever you are, there is hope. You can change your life. We can help you. All of us here that can help you. We have a whole crew of coaches that are sharing this tonight, that we only could have a few of us share our stories tonight. We'll be sharing other stories in the future. But if whoever's timeline you're seeing this on, please, if you're hearing this and it's resonating with you, reach to them, because we all want to help you. Our goal is to help make 2020 everyone's healthiest year yet. I am super excited to have Elizabeth back on. Hopefully her sound is working this time. Hello, Elizabeth. Is your sound working now? Can we hear you?
I think it is. I think it
Yes,
is.
it is. Great. So Elizabeth is now going to tell her story, and I'm going to pull myself out.
So I just want to thank all of the women that went before me. Just amazing, amazing stories. Today I was thinking about this because I knew we were going live today. And it's funny, I actually stopped by my old job today, and they had watched me lose my 60 pounds. I had started in 2017, and in January, Jeremy and I did it together, which was amazing. But it was amazing to walk in that door again today, 3 years later, and they're like, wow, you've kept it off. You're doing so good. So my story is like everyone else's here, but so much different. I mean, how many people can say that they've had a kidney transplant? Hopefully more and more each day. But I had a kidney transplant in 2000 and from my father. And I thought I was doing fine. I blamed prednisone for my weight gain. Um, and I finally had to really take control of my life and stop making excuses. Um, I had put on 60 pounds, and like everyone else here said, I had taken it off and then I put it back on and taken it off. And I really hadn't learned how to eat healthy, how to change my habits. So for me, I was having panic attacks. My triglycerides were, oh my God, if I told you what they were like 700. It was crazy. Um, I was pre-diabetic. And besides that, forget about the weight, forget about all that. I was miserable. Oh my God. I would come home from work every single day and I would cry to my husband because I just wasn't happy with myself. I wasn't happy with who I was. I wasn't happy with, um, at that time, what I was doing in my job. I was basically just getting by and barely. Honestly, I was barely getting by. I would come home and I would fall asleep. I wouldn't even make it to dinner sometimes because I was just so tired. I had no energy. So I knew I needed to make a change. My doctor said to me, if you don't do something, you're at risk of losing your transplant. You think that would have like scared the hell out of me and had me gone and done something right then when he said that. Nope. You know what did it? I love my nephews. I absolutely love my nephews. They are the world to me, and they wanted to play with me. They wanted to spend time with Auntie Bethy, and Auntie Bethy wanted to sleep. She wanted to nap, and it just what got me to the point of really saying I needed to make a change in my life was the fact that I wanted to see my nephews bar mitzvah. I wanted to see them. I mean, they're 12, 8. So I'm sorry, the oldest one is 14, 12, 8. Now we have one that's 14 months old. And I don't know if I didn't make a change in my life, if I would have been around for all of these amazing things. So what has changed in my life since I started this program? My confidence. Okay, I am not the same person I was 3 years ago. Um, I actually am loving myself. I love the confidence that I have and that I can share with others. Um, what else has changed? Oh, we travel now. We actually travel now, and I don't worry about getting sick when we travel. I used to not want to leave the house, go more than 5 miles outside of the house. I used to cancel plans all of the time with friends and family, and to the point that some of them just stopped calling. So some of these ladies on this call tonight, these are some of my closest friends. I see them every single morning during the week. We set our intentions, we talk, we celebrate together. We go through things that are happening in our lives, and we're there for each other. And I think building this community is so important. It's funny, I'm looking at this picture that we have on the screen, and my after picture, it was actually raining that day, and I didn't care. I just wanted to be outside, and I just wanted to enjoy the outdoors, because that's who I've become now. I've become someone who just wants to enjoy every single moment of the day. I have so much more energy now. I just run, 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 run. People are like, Elizabeth, slow down. And it's like, I feel good. I feel so good. I am a partner with my husband. So yes, your physical will change if you follow the program, but I think it's more important to understand that the way that you show up in life will change. And I had to learn to love myself. I had to learn to put my trust in someone else's hands. And thank you so much, Leslie, for being that person, and all of the other coaches that have helped me along the way, to really just trust the process. And like I said, I started 3 years ago. Some of the things that we have out now, like the transformational habits of health system, is amazing. We didn't have those 3 years ago. They're constantly changing. Just so much so much more support. And to me, I'm never going back. I want to thank you all for listening to my story. And it's not over. It's just the beginning. I'm planning to go to Israel this year with some friends and Jeremy, and I'm so excited about it. And I'm like, I can do this. Before, I would have worried about, I'm going to get sick. I'm going to be holding everyone back. I'm going to get dehydrated. I don't think about those things anymore because my habits have changed. I always carry a water bottle with me. I'm always eating. I could go on and on. I'm gonna shut up now. But I love you all, and I want to thank you all just for joining us tonight.
Elizabeth, thank you so much. That was amazing. You are such an inspiration. Everybody here is such an inspiration. I really, I'm going to add everybody back in so you can see everybody that was here. We are so grateful that you came out and spent the time listening to our stories. And if you heard something that resonated, please, or you think that could resonate with a friend or a loved one, please share this video. And like I said, if you're seeing this on somebody else's wall besides ours, please reach to that person. We are all here. We have so many of us that are looking to help others get healthy in any way that we can, and to reach out and just to have a conversation with us. We all do completely free health assessments anytime, and help you evaluate and look at your life and give you some suggestions and things that can help you make changes, even small changes that can make such a huge difference. And we are really, really actually excited to announce, if you have not seen it on our Facebook walls as of yet, we have going on, it is launching, if I can get it to show, we are launching, it officially starts next Monday, February 17th, but it is not too late to join in. It is the Springtime Slim Down Challenge. This is going to be amazing. We have a lot of people really excited coming into the challenge. The more people that come into the challenge, the bigger the kitty is. There will be cash prizes for everyone who hits their goals. This is not a biggest loser kind of competition. This is we are a community. We work together. We want everybody to hit their goal. So if everybody hits their goal, everybody wins a cash prize, which is really, really, really exciting. So the more the merrier in here. If you're hearing this and saying, oh my gosh, I need to do this. And oh my gosh, I have a best buddy or a spouse or, as you heard Casey talk about doing this with her husband, and Elizabeth did this with her husband. And actually, I didn't really talk about it that way, but Francie's referred to my husband. I did this with my husband. He lost 45 pounds and I lost 75 pounds. And, doing it with other people, now is the time to come in and be part of this challenge. So if you're hearing this and going, oh my gosh, I want this challenge, this would be exactly what would inspire me. Come in, join us, be part of this. All you have to do, you can reach out to anybody that you're seeing this on. You can apply online at this address, or message any of us, anybody's page that you're seeing this on, and we can get you that link. There's no cost to apply. There's no cost to do anything. Even if you're just like, I'm not sure, maybe it's for me, maybe it's not, put your name in. You'll get we'll get you in. We'll have a conversation with you, tell you all about the challenge, how it works. And you can win. Like I said, there's going to be cash prizes, and it's going to be something. Losing 10% of your body weight in 3 months, as you heard all of us and all of our results, amazing results, that's not a stretch for anyone. I did the 10% of my body weight in my first 6 weeks. So, it's, you can do it. You can easily do it. So if this is resonating at all, please reach out. We hope you have a wonderful evening. We've been on here for quite a while now. And so hopefully, those of you who have stuck around and listened, thank you for listening. And again, if you have any questions for any of us or any questions for whoever's live stream you are seeing this on, please reach out, because our goal is to pass on this gift. Francie talked about this as a gift, and this is truly a gift. We all were given this amazing gift of health, and we are excited to share it with you. Have a great night, and we will see you back here very soon. Good night.